Dare to dream. That is what Spurs have been saying for how long? That is what them lot in North London have been saying for so long. Dare to dream. But we're not Spurs. We're not Arsenal. We are Chelsea FC. And yes, I can officially say we as Chelsea are in the title race. It doesn't matter if we win it or not. We weren't expected to win it this season. It doesn't matter. But we, as of now, we are in the title race with Liverpool. What a perfect weekend. Arsenal drop points. Liverpool drop points. City drop points. United, no one cares. We are in the title race, my friends. We are in the title race with 2 points behind Liverpool. Liverpool have a game in hand against Everton. But we're in the title race, my friends. I'm sorry, we're in it. I've been flirting with the idea on the podcast. If you've listened, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to leave your thoughts in the comments. But I've been saying it on the podcast the last 2 episodes. Are we in the... I even put it out on the socials this weekend. Are we in a title race? A lot of the votes were no. This was before the Brentford game. But I'd love to do another poll because we're in the title race, ladies and gentlemen. What a result yesterday. Brentford 1, Chelsea 2. Brilliant result. Brilliant result. And also, it came with the usual roller coaster that you can have in a Chelsea match where Brentford go on and score a really late goal. But what a performance. What a performance. Now, before the game kicked off, there was a lot of talk. We were speaking offline, a lot of us as Chelsea fans, about the lineup. It was quite a youthful bench. Some of the players that we got to see, the Raksakis, Achiampong were both on the bench. I think Tyreek George was also on the bench to come on eventually at some point. But it was such a good performance and very surprising to see that some of those players were on the bench for us. But the team that started, they got the assignment done very well, very convincingly. You know, I thought we were dominating the game first half. I didn't think that Brentford really gave us too much to worry about. Malagusto returned back into his natural right-back position. It meant that, obviously, Caicedo was partnering Enzo Fernandez in midfield. There was no Romeo Lavia, no Mykhailo Mudryk, no João Felix, all out injured or illness for this game. But we looked confident regardless of that. It didn't matter about whether they were in the team or not. We had confidence. We had Sancho with his flair down the left. We had Madueke, who, let's be honest, I'm still on the fence about. You know, he doesn't really light me up whenever I see him with the ball. You know, his intention is always to shoot. But we're going to get onto him because he does a beautiful ball into Marc Cucurella, who we're going to get on about as well. But everything was working for us. The atmosphere sounded really good there. It looked like we were positive. This is the best Chelsea squad we've seen in years. We all had our doubts, me included. I had doubts about this squad, the managers that we've had in the previous, the ownership that have come in. But it all seems to be clicking. Slowly but surely. We seem to be clicking. Tosin, partnering Levi Colwill, who was outstanding. Some of the blocks he was putting in. I've got to say Robert Sanchez. I've got to say Robert Sanchez as well yesterday. Beautiful performance from him. Superb, actually. Let's not, when I'm here kicking him down because he's not putting in good performances, I'm the first one to speak up. But when he plays like he played yesterday, he deserves the credit. He deserves the credit because he kept us in the game. He made some really good saves, some really important saves as well to keep the deficit down, especially when it was 1-0, when it was 2-0. You know, he made some really important saves, especially in that first half. I think Wissa, and Mbeumo, before his goal, had a couple of chances as well. But we dealt with the press, the attack from Brentford. It wasn't a concern for us. Marc Cucurella, the best left back in the Premier League right now. Some will say Anthony Robinson at Fulham, but Marc Cucurella from last season, throughout the Euros, up until now, has been the best left back in the Premier League, hands down. Let me know what you think in the comments. If you think I'm wrong, let me know. But he's definitely got to be up there with one of the best left backs consistently as well. You know, he's got a role that suits him so well. Not because we expect him to go back and down the wing, but because he can drop into that midfield, he can provide cover. It allows someone like Enzo Fernandez to get a bit more forward with the ball. But Marc Cucurella yesterday was outstanding. Outstanding. Even against Spurs a couple of weekends ago, he was outstanding, bar the 2 mistakes early on in that game. But apart from that, he's been consistently good. Consistently good. And when we think back to when we signed Marc Cucurella, I think he might have made his debut a couple of seasons ago against Everton. I remember watching him in that game, and he looked good then. And then he had a couple of good games. Then he kind of went a bit quiet. He was in and out of the team. There was question marks about him. But ever since the back end of last season, Marc Cucurella has been putting in a shift every single game. Even at the Euros, exactly the same. He started the season continuing that form. He's got to be the best left back in the Premier League right now. And he's deserving of it as well, because he's been yesterday effortless man of the match performance for me. Man of the match performance. We also have to talk about Moises Caicedo, another one where there was a lot of doubts about when he signed for us. There was a lot of doubts from other fans about the price tag, about is he going to be able to cope with the pressure at Chelsea. He took it like anything. It doesn't matter to him. He looks like, again, one of the best players. I know Liverpool fans must be scratching their head right now. We've got one of the best midfielders in the Premier League, in Moises Caicedo. Nothing phases him. He just looks like a player that we can hopefully keep for many, many years and build a team around him, because there's nothing he can't do. Nothing he can't do. He's one of the best midfielders. Captain material, captain performance yesterday again. Really, really good from him. I was impressed. I was so impressed. And Nicholas Jackson as well. You know, we spoke about us before the Brentford game last week. And me and Theo both said, you know, we want to see him perform. We want to see him do well. And for him to bounce back from the performance, obviously, for anyone that didn't see it, you know, there was a viral video that almost in tears on the Spurs bench. After the game, he got subbed off and he was obviously disappointed with his performance against Spurs. But last night, he redeemed himself. He bounced back, and that's what you've got to do. If you want to be a winner, you have to bounce back from poor performances, and he done that. Let's get into some of the action from the game. As we were superb, man. We were absolutely. Let's look at this. Obviously, we can't play some of this because, again, you know, copyright and all the rest of it. But that ball in, I mean, Marc Cucurella. And this is my thing. When you've got a left back that is so confident of getting into the box, doing what he needs to do, it doesn't matter about anything else. You know, he's almost a second striker at this point. He's the only other one bar Jackson that's in the box for the goal. And what a header. Let's try and play a bit of it. Ball in, bang, what a header. A couple of people have referenced that. So David Luiz style header. I agree with him. You know, that is what we used to see David Luiz doing, the little bullet header into the goal. You know, left the goalkeeper no chance as well. It was a brilliant goal. Redeemed himself from last week, as I said. You know, he needed that, I think. The ball in was what made the as I said, Noni Madueke. You know, we talk about I talk about Noni Madueke, very greedy at times, likes to shoot, and he does. I'm not actually wrong in that statement, but this ball in from Noni Madueke as well, floated in, perfect weight on the ball. Cucurella, who isn't the largest, tallest person, for him to be able to beat the defender, to get down target, to beat the goalkeeper. Yeah, you know, for me, that's the only thing. If I was critical of his performances, he needs to add more goals to his game, but I don't expect it from him. But when he does score, it's like that. It's brilliant stuff. Yeah, Jackson. And this is what I mean about Jackson. Now, that's a ball in. I think it was Sancho that puts the ball in, beats a player. He puts the ball into Jackson. Now, this is where I'm critical of Nicholas Jackson sometimes, because that is I mean, the whole Chelsea fan base must have done exactly what I had done. Went, oh my God, I can't believe he's not scored it. But it's an open goal. He should score that. He should score this. There's no ifs, no buts. I mean, look at that. That's just bad. The ball is coming in obviously quick from Sancho. But as a striker, I mean, that freeze frame sort of tells everything. There's no excuses. Nicholas Jackson should be finishing that. He should be finishing that easily as well. He has to finish that. He has to finish that. But it didn't, with Nicholas Jackson, it didn't stop him because he still carries on. He's still searching for the goal. And he gets his goal. But I mean, he would have been disappointed. You can see there, you can see Gusto. Let's try and freeze frame that. You can see Gusto at the bottom of the screen there. It says it all. It says it all. You know, he has to score that goal, but he doesn't give up. He doesn't give up. Maresca was not happy. The ball in from Sancho was brilliant. He's just not composed for that. He's not composed. He needs to compose himself, open his body a little bit more. He almost goes, the ball comes in too quick. And he hasn't got time to adjust his body. And if I'm honest, he probably should take that with his right foot. And he probably scores that and has a bit more control over it. But it's one of them, isn't it? Now, I did forget to mention the penalty incident in the first half with Cucurella. I'm not going to dwell on it. It is what it is, but it should have been a penalty for us. It was easily a penalty. Sanchez pulled off some really good saves. I think that's one of them right there. Really good save from Sanchez in that game yesterday. Again, another good save. There were a couple of good blocks from the defenders, Levi Colwill. I think that was the save of the night, actually. That was the save of the night. It was Carvalho's shot was going in, I think. And yeah, Sanchez, and he saved us. He did save us in the game. Oh no, it was not that one. That was a good save, but there's another one where he saves us, man. He does save us. Now, this is the goal, I think, because if you can see already, Enzo, beautiful ball. Jackson's already on the run. Jackson, who picks up the ball, bear in mind, he's here. This is the goal. Now, Enzo, beautiful ball in. You can see Cucurella's there. Caicedo. Jackson makes the run. Look, he's unmarked. He's got acres of space to run into. Defender tries to track back, but look at that. That's what I like. He knows he can take on the defender. He knows he can do it. He's got the pace. He's got the ability. He knows he can take him on. Shows him on the outside, which the defender thinks the defender's done the right job by showing him on the outside. The problem that the defender's got is that Jackson's got the speed, the power to still find space to take that shot on. Now, normally as a defender, yes, you want to take them outside of the box, show them on the outside, but Jackson's got the pace and the power. And if you notice there, look, already, bang, shots on. Goalkeeper should save that. He should save that, but he doesn't. And we don't mind. We don't care. We don't want him to save it. What a performance. What a performance from us yesterday. Like I said, I was really impressed with us. I thought everything that we were doing yesterday showed me why we are title contenders. I'm not saying we're going to win the league, but we are in the race for the Premier League. I can't believe I'm saying it myself, but we're in the race for the Premier League. We're in the race. It doesn't matter whether anybody wants to say that we're going to win it or not, or we're going to not win it, or Liverpool's. Look, we're in the conversation. And if I'm honest, I'll take that, because a couple of years ago, we didn't know when our next Premier League was going to come from. We didn't know the next time we was going to be in a Champions League. We didn't know the next time we were going to be this high up in the league at Christmas. You know, you think back to the last couple of seasons, they've been poor. They've been absolutely poor. Now let's look at our fixtures very quickly before we wrap up. Let's take away the Shamrock Rovers game, because I think that will be very much a very similar carbon copy of Astana. We'll potentially see a lot of the youth players, you know, the Achiempongs, Tariq George. We'll see those players. I think maybe Harvey Veer will get a start as well. We might see Ben Chilwell in that game at left back. Before I jump onto that, because I keep forgetting, Cucurella had that much of a performance, I forget half the things he'd done. Now, he did pick up a second yellow card. He picked up a yellow card in the game. He picked up a second yellow card after the game. after the full-time whistle, I think he went to confront the referee or one of the Brentford players. Referee booked him, which means he will now miss that game next Sunday against Everton at 2:00, which is a really, really blow for him. As I've just been saying, he's one of the best, if not the best Premier League left back at the moment. To have him miss that game, which is going to be crucial for us because Everton's a really tough ground to go to. Goodison Park is not easy. This is the last game at Goodison before Everton move to Bramley-Moore Docks. That's going to be a tough game. Now, to not have your best player or one of your best players in that game, you now have to think, does Renato Vega play there? Do you move Gusto to the left and maybe you play Caicedo right back? So there's going to be conversations there from Maresca in the next couple of days to see what he can do. But I think we can beat Everton. I know they got a point against Arsenal, but I think we can beat them. It's not going to be easy. But when I said at the start of December, I don't want to see any points dropped. The only place I can see us potentially dropping points is at Goodison Park. Fulham, we should beat them. We should beat them. Boxing Day, we should beat them. It's not a problem. Ipswich, not a problem. We should be able to beat them easily as well. Those are our next 4 fixtures. We then have, after the new year, we've got Crystal Palace, which I think will be a tough game. The good thing and the luxury about that game is after that game, we have Morecambe at home, which I think will be a relatively, again, mixed bag of changing the squad around. With the Everton game now, if we win that game, and I'm just putting it out there before I wrap this video up, if we win that game, and especially if Liverpool drop points, we go top of the table, my friends. Top of the Premier League going into Christmas. And you know what they say, whoever's top at Christmas tends to be. I'll leave it there. I don't want to get too excited, but I'm just saying if we win against Everton and Liverpool drop points, even if Liverpool win, I think we still go top. So I'll leave it there. I'm going to ask you guys to subscribe to this channel. Do not forget to subscribe. Do not forget to share the videos with your friends, other Chelsea fans. Let me know your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Hit the Linktree link in the description as well to go to the audio version of our podcast and our social accounts. I'll be back very soon. Enjoy the start of the week. Positive times at Chelsea are back.